Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of my favorite shows of all time. My reaction to the live action trailer, number one, or the teaser, whatever it was called, is currently my most disliked video. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at anybody who disliked that reaction that I did. You're just wrong. Netflix has ruined all of the live action anime. People say that they like One Piece. It was alright. It wasn't that good, but compared to the rest of the live action anime shows that they've done, it was alright. But they just released Yu Yu Hakusho, and it was garbage. I hated it. It looked cool, but it had no substance to it. And they skipped everything. They put like a whole 3-4 season show into like 5 episodes. I liked the Bleach movie. I mean, it was garbage too, but I actually think that it is legit the best of all of the live action anime that Netflix has done. Cowboy Bebop is hands down the worst, and it doesn't help that Cowboy Bebop is my favorite anime ever. It is so good, and it holds a very special place in my heart, and it's still very watchable. More watchable than Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball used to be my favorite, but I had to come to terms with it. It's just a garbage. The show is not really garbage. It's the companies behind it that's garbage. I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna watch the show. I'm probably gonna get it for free. I ain't paying for Netflix. On a side note, there was information leaked about the next actual Avatar series, the third series in the animated versions of it. And it seemed like it's cool. I heard that there's gonna be they're gonna be using guns, but that's how they bend, is with guns. That's just what I've heard. I don't know how true that is. I haven't really looked into it, but that sounds cool. I'm very worried about what this show is going to end up being, talking about live action now. I'm going to look at this article from Entertainment Weekly. I know, not a reputable source, but it is whenever you're talking about like creators and what they have to say about the shows they're creating. So let's check it out. Move that over a little bit. And here's the first thing I'm worried about. The storytelling alone was just so epic and much beyond the audience it was targeted for. And I'm pretty sure that's the guy who made Sleepy Hollow, the TV series, who was working on this show, tells the EW in December, marking his first interview on the new drama. That's the first thing that I'm worried about in this article. Just so epic and much beyond the audience. I don't think that they're going to be able to make it as epic. And to think that you're going to do that to one of the most praised shows of all time across multiple generations. My grandma even likes this show. So like, good luck, man. I don't think they're going to hit it. But if they do, hey man, I'm all for it. Everything changed when the original creators of Avatar departed. No, you mean everything changed when Netflix production attacked? That's more accurate, because that would be why they quit. Couldn't control the creative direction of the series. What is there to be creative about? Make it look like the original show, but CGI. It's not that difficult. I mean, I understand it takes work to do that, but actually deciding what the visuals look like, you've got a masterpiece to look at. Just copy it. I mean, you don't have to copy it frame for frame, shot for shot, but like the basic aesthetic. That's another thing I'm worried about, is like, how is this going to look? Is it going to look and feel like it's Avatar, or is it going to feel like The Witcher? Netflix's live action adaptation of Avatar has the potential to be good. What about great? And I don't think it's going to be great. It might be good, but if it's just good, then what's the point? What was the point of making the show if it's just good? It's a cash grab. That's on one of the most popular shows of all time. This is the part that I'm excited about. The original creators are now working on multiple other animated Avatar projects. Multiple. I believe this includes a movie that's coming out. That's what I'm excited for. I don't care about this show that I'm going to watch for free. I will actually pay to watch this. Is there a way to improve upon the original? No. No, there's not. Anything you add to it is going to destroy it. They really shouldn't have done the show. I'm going to get dislikes on this video. His answer, if it's not already obvious, was yes. He did still want to do this for all the reasons he fell in love with the original in the first place. Fantasy TV epics like Game of Thrones, which was notorious for being garbage in the 8th season of it, and also garbage just riddled throughout the show. I mean, the overall like aesthetic and feeling of the show was epic, and that's why people got on board. But it was a bad show, bad writing. And The Witcher, and we all know how that went with The Witcher, and they're trying to compare this show with those two shows. It's already not looking good, man. Okay, no, this is the part right here that makes me think that this is going to be absolute garbage. A live-action version meant setting new benchmarks for representation. Look at that word, representation of the Asian indigenous cast. Who cares? I mean, I'm cool that they're all Asian and indigenous. What does that even mean? Like, I'm cool with that, but like, why do you have to just make it a point to do that? And not all of them are Asian was another thing. I mean, I know like most of the characters in Avatar: The Last Airbender are Asian. There are definitely a few people that are like Cajun. I mean, kinda. I mean, they're not really. They're still kinda Asian. Everybody is. It's just Planet Asia in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Questions about Katara's mom or Aang's parentage. The original creators put little inklings of these things in, but I have a feeling it was just the inklings. I bet they ran away with this premise, and I really don't care about Katara's mom or Aang's parentage. Actually, I do care. I don't want to hear about Katara's mom or Aang's parents, because to me, Katara's mom is her grandma. I mean, I know her mom was kind of a big deal in the show, but like, what we got in the original Avatar was all we needed. We didn't need much more. Anything else is just filler. Here we go. This is Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it is our version of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Whose version? Netflix's version. Some events will have a strict one-to-one adaptation. What does that mean? Does that mean they're doing it shot for shot, scene for scene? Or does that mean that like, oh, this is familiar, and then they completely change it? And then while others will be remixed. And that is where they completely change stuff. For one, we don't start the show the way the animated series starts. That was a conscious decision to show people that this is not the animated series. We had to sometimes unravel storylines and remix them in a new way to make sense for a serialized drama. He adds, Avatar: The Last Airbender is not a drama. So I'm very curious to see what'll happen in terms of reaction to that. It is not a drama. It's like an action-adventure story. In the end, the team's goal was to remain true to the original spirit of the animated series while delivering a massive, sweeping fantasy epic. All of our writers are also fans of the original, so they drew upon their own personal experiences, and the things that they loved the best. We made sure to include all those in the show. That's not good. Whenever you let your not the cast, whenever you let the people who are working on the film put in their own emotions into it, then you completely change it, and then it becomes a jumbled mess. Just look at the Bethesda games, or like Lord of the Rings, the Ring of Power, or whatever it was called. I'm not hopeful for this. I'm very upset by it. Yes, I'm upset by a show that doesn't actually really affect my life that much. The original one does. This one's not. But I'm going to watch it, so I guess it is going to affect my life. Thursday, February 22 on Netflix or Pirate Bay. I'm hopeful, but I'm not hyped. I'm not going to get my hopes up, though. I'm just going to stay just right at the line of being hopeful. I really want this show to be good. I want this show to be great. But they should have just, like, done a side story or something. I would have loved to know what happened to Toph in between The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra or something like that. They could have done that. But nope. They had to do another remake that nobody asked for. Except for people who just, like, don't know what Netflix does to adaptations of great shows. Because they haven't had a banger yet. One Piece was the closest, but I still only know like 2 people who watched it. Well, if you don't hate me by now, I have a Discord. If you want to be a part of it, we do things in there. Mostly we share memes and talk shit about stuff like this. And sometimes we talk about politics, not usually. If we do talk about politics, it's anarchist politics, so it's like anti-government and anti-corporate and things like that. If you want to be part of that, just comment down below. I'll send you the link. And if anybody wants to not comment down below and they still want the link, just look for it from somebody that already commented. It'll still be there. You can join. I don't care.